We believe in community. That's the sole source of our inspiration. You know, our family believes it's not what you say, it's what you do. The progression aspect of it is what you see right here today. We've continued to keep going. We've continued to champion Wendell Scott's legacy and all of his uniqueness in the sport, from being a team owner to a driver. I envision a moment of satisfaction and relaxation, that he knows that the work that he put in, it has equated into a better community, and that he can be and is being celebrated.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking time for this, man. Can you just start by telling me just how pivotal the past few years has been to keeping the foundation going, keeping the name going of your grandfather? How pivotal has these past few years been for you guys?
Well, you know, we've just continued the work that we do in the community. We are evolving with, you know, the way the times are, are kind of changing. But we're still continuing our work in the community, and we're also drawing much closer to some of our 5 and 10 year goals that we had set for ourselves, you know, years ago. And so we're excited to keep the ball rolling with this upcoming community event that we're having. We believe in community. That's the sole source of our inspiration is community. So anytime we can utilize the Wendell Scott legacy to have some fun and for a good cause, you know, we're all about that.
Absolutely. And of course, you guys are all about education as well, and getting the word out and getting the name out. Speaking of which, you mentioned the ride coming up there on the 27th. Tell us a little bit about what that event is and what people can expect coming out there to Danville.
Well, the event is sponsored by the Buffalo Soldiers Southside Virginia Motorcycle Club. The Buffalo Soldiers, they are the largest motorcycle club in the United States, a highly reputable 5-star rating on the Better Business Bureau. They have 8 chapters in Virginia, and are responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars that go into our community. And so we were honored that they selected us as a nonprofit that they wanted to support in this capacity. They're partnered with our local Harley-Davidson store, Thunder Road. And we're also partnered with the Danville Autobots. And you know, we love the Autobots.
Oh yeah.
You know, so Scotta the Auto will be in attendance at the ride-in, but it takes place August 27th. And in the meet location, the registration location is at the Danville Autobot Stadium from 11 to 1 o'clock. And there'll be refreshments and beverages and food and different things there. And so it's designed to be a nice kickback from 11 to 1, registration, familiarization. We'll have a brief program in regards to the event and what it's about. We'll have some welcome and some greetings. There'll be some other cool surprises built in. And from there, as they say in the motorcycle world, kickstands up around 1 o'clock. And then we're going to ride around Danville and touch some unique locations within Danville that are highly tied in and related to our family's legacy. And we're going to share that with the people who will be in town. This is a big opportunity for tourism in our area. And so we're excited about that. And this is also it'll be my grandfather's birthday weekend. It will be his 101 birthday.
Wow.
The 29th. And so last year we were in Daytona around this time, celebrating the Jacksonville trophy that we finally received. And so this year, we're going to spend that time in the community celebrating my grandfather's legacy in that capacity. Yeah.
That is huge, man. And I was looking at you guys, for those out there that don't know, there's an app that's been created. And
yes,
I was able to download that and taking a look at the app. So many things that are in this app. I'm just blown away having a look at it here. I'm like, wow, this the podcast series you guys have going. All of the things you guys do with NASCAR presently. Just talk to me a little bit about that idea, and not only that, with the app, but within the app is the trail that folks can find, right, for Saturday?
Yes, yes. So the app is something that we try to stay ahead of the curve, if you will. Last year, my grandfather was the first NASCAR driver to have an NFT released. And so we wanted to continue that trend. And so he's amongst the first, if not the first NASCAR driver to have their own app. And it's called the Wendell Scott Legacy app. It can be found, in your Apple or Google Play stores. And it just gives people an inside look at what we're doing. Everything that we do cannot be found on your typical social media outlets. And we wanted to add, even as social media changes, we want to, gear our presence online to be in step with that. So the Wendell Scott Legacy app is where you can find all things authentic and unique to Wendell Scott, whether that's merchandise, apparel, music, even. Anything like that you'll find. You'll also find a ton of behind the scenes things that we don't put on traditional social media channels. The Legacy Trail is something that we're doing also in partnership with Virginia Tourism. And so we are going to release the trail in totality on August 27th. What's there now is it's a pilot, if you will. But we're going to release it in totality on August the 27th. And then at the ride-in, we'll be touching and riding on some of the aspects of the trail. The trail is pretty big. It stretches from South Boston to Martinsville. But we'll be touching some of the areas within Danville on Saturday that are really unique to my grandfather's legacy. So overall, we are excited that of the progression that we're making. And we're looking forward to continuing the synergy that we have with the community and doing more. Registration is from 11 to 1 o'clock. It's a $20 registration to participate in the ride-in. We're inviting everyone out to come and participate in this super fun day, including the old school car clubs. Okay, nice. we rolling 2 wheels, 3 wheels, and 4 wheels. Okay, so I'll probably be in the old school myself.
Okay. I like it.
I'm in the old school myself, so I want to see what everybody's working with out here in the South Side.
All right.
It's going to be a fun day. There'll be some surprises built in. Wonderful opportunity to share, meet new people, and we'll be able to host new people coming to our area, which is very big for us.
Absolutely. You touched on it a minute ago, but last year at this time at Daytona, seeing you guys not only through pictures, but on the national broadcast, seeing you guys receive that trophy. And I know you touched on it a time or two, but to finally get that in hand, to finally get that recognition, and to see it on a national scale, I know that meant a lot to you all. Can you put into words just what that weekend represented?
It represented progression, represented justice to an extent as well. But the progression aspect of it is what you see right here today. We've continued to keep going. We've continued to champion Wendell Scott's legacy and all of his uniqueness in the sport, from being a team owner to a driver. And as we're able to scale our efforts, we're able to now share even, more aspects and different things of his career. And, by the time we get to the end of our program, to the end of our dreams, the viewer or the consumer will have a better idea of exactly how the Scott family was able to operate during those times and how we were able to ultimately be successful. And so that's the progression of that moment, and keeping the ball rolling is what we do. That's what we do. We roll,
Yeah. And I love the fact that you guys are visible and you're still out there, because now I don't think there's a weekend that goes by without a notification coming through on my Twitter. There's the Scott Foundation. They're at this track. They're at this track. And I recently talked with Bubba Wallace, and he touched on you guys coming out to the block party, and just how much it meant to him for you guys to come down there in one of the older cars that belonged there to your grandfather.
Ever since really 2008, 9, when I met Wendell Scott Jr. and for him, he was always one of my biggest fans in my corner. So we obviously miss him dearly, but just continue to evolve. Obviously doing the Truck Series race at Martinsville, honoring Wendell Scott. Winning in that paint scheme was really cool, and it's just continued to blow up ever since. And been able to see them a lot throughout the years, and seeing them yesterday was really cool. Bringing one of their dad's rides down, that was awesome to see there for sure. But yeah, they appreciate the sport, and the sport appreciates them.
How would you kind of characterize that relationship and how it's kind of progressed as you have worked there over the years as well with Wallace and the Scott family?
Well, we're family. Our family and their family. We're family. The relationship isn't a new relationship. It's something that means a lot to us as much as it means to him. We're pulling for him and repping for him. At every chance that we get. What he did in Richmond was amazing. It was big for the community. To have access to a moment like that historically, they oftentimes don't get an opportunity to participate in things like that. And that's what the Wendell Scott Foundation stands for. And that's what he stands for as well. So, it feels good. Rest in peace, my uncle Wendell Scott Jr. Was one of the people that discovered Darryl at a driving combine in Franklin County, Virginia, way back when. And so he's the first person that established that kinship and that friendship with not just Darryl, but his family. And so we're proud of him. He's handling business right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good times, man. It's good time for us. And we're just continuing to help grow the sport of NASCAR, but also help as many children and youth as we can in addition to that growth.
Right, and you're touching on it there. You're doing that through camp cultivation.
Yes.
And so I know that's been a pivotal part of the foundation as well.
Yeah.
In that education part. How much has that meant to you to be a part of something that special, to continue to help the young kids and the youth, expose them to something that they may not even know about?
Yes, absolutely. My life's work. It's what we live to do. It's what we live to do. And every time we get a chance to provide that cultural enrichment aspect or that educational opportunity, or just an opportunity to spend time with students and to have people that are successful around them, to show them success, to show them that it is there and available for them too, despite their particular circumstance, is priceless. Our family believes it's not what you say, it's what you do. And so that's why we do camp cultivation, to spend the sweat equity time with the kids, right? Not just particularly photo ops or swag bags, but to actually spend the time with them and to hear them out and to learn about them and to introduce them to people early in their life that can help impact their life as they go forward. We take great pride in that. And I think we've had great success in doing so. Camp cultivation was sponsored by so many wonderful entities locally here. I know Danville Toyota was one of the first businesses to step up and really support us. And so we're talking about Avery University. We're talking about Williams Energy. We're talking about Microsoft. Just to name a few that paid into our camp and spent the time with the children as well. They didn't just support it through sponsorship dollars. They actually came and attended. And so these experiences are unique to these youth. W&W Luxury Limousine sponsored a luxury bus for the kids to ride on to the Richmond race. So they got a chance to go to the Richmond race, drive race car simulators, get a full track day, full experience, STEM educational engagement, cultural enrichment, and connectivity that will last a lifetime, all within one educational opportunity. And so we're very proud of that.
Absolutely. My last question, you touched on it a minute ago, but the weekend in which you guys are having this event is significant. The 101st birthday of your grandfather there. What do you think his reaction would be to the outpouring of support that has always been there, but that has elevated within the past 2, 3 to 5 years? What would he be thinking right now, or even saying at this point?
He would be proud. I oftentimes kind of wonder like if he would be relaxed or not. My grandfather, he didn't have a lot of opportunities to relax throughout his life. You know what I mean? And so I envision a moment of satisfaction and relaxation, that he knows that the work that he put in it has equated into a better community, in that he can be and is being celebrated and recognized. And I could just see him sitting back with his arms behind his head with a nice smile, shaking hands and hugging the kids and stuff, because that's the type of person he was. You know, he was a Hall of Fame person.
Yeah.
Even more
Absolutely.
so than Rob.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Well, we are looking forward to the Wendell Scott Charity Ride Saturday, August 27th, down there in Danville. Of course, as you mentioned, the registration 11 to 1 a day at the stadium there for the Danville Autobots. And we're certainly hoping you guys get a good crowd, and we'd love to see you guys come on out there. And as always, best wishes to the family. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I'll see you Saturday.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.